They did a package on Darby and Joe. Joe sounds great. Again, was reminded why Darby Allin doesn't speak very much. But then here comes the Acclaimed. And I'm going to, again, AEW has had a string of shows over the last few weeks. The Jay Briscoe tribute, Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, great match. You know, they've had a couple of decent ratings in a row, but and I'm not knocking the Acclaimed here, but they're determined to shoot these kids in the foot. So they do their entrance, the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. Caster does the rap. Two guys in the ring. Nobody said their names. They got no graphic, and they looked badly like two indie guys that were, honestly, that Dennis Coralluzzo fucking booked in 1993, and they got lost and never found the building. And the fans were chanting "Scissor Me Daddy" because they love the Acclaimed. The jobbers ridiculously overacted and then milked scissoring each other and acted even more foolish when they did it. And then because they scissored each other, apparently that was supposed to make the Acclaimed mad. So Bowens goes over, and did you see this, brother? The super kick bump?
Yeah, I watched.
Bowens super kicks one of the job guys, and he staggered backwards and leaned into the top rope, and his intention was to be super kicked backwards over the top rope. But because he was the shits, he just leaned back into the ropes, and then once he was on the rope, he obviously, visually, on purpose, kicked his feet up near, baby, and flipped backwards over the top rope on purpose. And then they double-teamed the other clown, and then Billy Gunn got in the middle of the ring, and they all scissored, or they scissored with the Acclaimed right in the middle of the match, and then Caster went up and dropped the elbow off the top rope, 1, 2, 3, and that was the match. And I know I'm saying...
Are they trying to sabotage the tag team division? Because we went from, if you're a fan of the Bucks, you're getting a high-quality Bucks matches when they were the tag champs. So you're fans of the kind of wrestling that FTR did when they were champs, you got that kind. You've had various kinds of tag teams, and right now, the Acclaimed are becoming more of a WWE-style tag team than an AEW tag team traditionally, more about skits than anything in the ring. And then this feud with the Guns, and I like the Guns, but I don't know, this feud with the Guns has kind of been awful. All sorts of awful, really.
Well, and again, so they have the...
It fit in on Raw, though.
Yes, it would. And I say that the Acclaimed should, or I say that anybody, young guys, should get squash wins on TV and get wins to rack up their record, but not in 30 seconds after the one job guy's so bad he exposed the business before the bell rang. But this was, if you're not going to give it any time to be taken seriously, they don't need a match if it's just 30 seconds of wising off. But then that's when the Gun boys come to the ring, because apparently they were running long too, so they need to get out there. And they want a title match. And the Gun boys have shown that having some energy and emotion in the verbal part of their game, their promos, is apparently what they're struggling with. But then there was one line and not very convincing. They want a title match, but then Bowens fires up good. And as good as Caster is with the raps, Bowens is with the promo. And of course, he asked fans, do they deserve a title shot? And fans said, no. So they shove and bicker, and Billy Gunn then says, hey, I've had enough. Go ahead and beat the shit out of each other. And he starts to walk out. And then one of the sons tells him, yeah, go do what you used to do when we were kids. Drown your sorrows in the bottom of a pill bottle. Well, for one thing, you can't drown in the bottom of a pill bottle. It's too big. You've mixed your metaphors. It's drown your sorrows in the bottom of a whiskey bottle. But nevertheless, that makes Billy mad. He turns around, comes back, and he tries to give him the match, but the original microphone he had, same problem he had a couple weeks ago. It was feeding program, but not the house, so he had to throw that away and get another one, and did better at covering it than Moxley did. and gives them the match next week, which confuses the Acclaimed. Now, hopefully, they are not stupid enough to fuck with the Acclaimed being with Billy, because the Acclaimed are getting a whole lot more out of Billy, and Billy's getting a whole lot more out of the Acclaimed than Billy would if he was with his own sons and they were a heel team. And the sons can be fine without Billy. But I smell a rat here. What do you think, Brian?
I'm not like any of the booking with the Acclaim for a while. They got themselves really over, and it feels like there's a mission to get them under. Again, they're not feuding with another top team. The tag team division has kind of disappeared. And everything they've done with the Guns has not been anything that you could take seriously. The family mediation with the fake therapist. And then this stuff. It's making them look bad, and I don't think it's... I worry about, AEW has a track record of doing a bad job of managing people that are over. The Acclaimed were one of the exceptions because they got themselves over. Let's see how they manage it now, because it's not looking good. To me. I guess there are fans that like that style of angle and comedy.
Well, for the kind of people that like that kind of thing, that's the kind of thing those people like. But remember when Wardlow got himself over and went right into a feud with a fake lawyer and 25 security guards?